Yeah.
And also boxing, remarkable sport, right?
Oh my, it's so exhausting.
Right. Where did you guys fight in elementary school?
What?
Did you fight? Did you have a place where you fought?
Yeah, sure.
What was it called?
The
basketball court.
The basketball court?
Yeah.
No, we used to fight at the ditch at Jordan Elementary. You know, meet me at the ditch after school.
Boys are so funny.
You got it, yeah.
Boys.
Meet me at the
Meet you at the ditch.
Yeah.
Stories that start your
brothers
morning.
in the ditch.
Sponsored by Rams.
It's true. I jumped on a kid's back trying to defend my brother's on.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. Here we go. Lakers and Bucks squaring off tonight in the biggest game so far of the NBA season. Nick, how big of a measuring stick is this game for the LA Lakers?
If you go to Milwaukee and win, it's the single toughest game on your schedule. And so both these teams coming off a loss, maybe both these teams looking ahead slightly to this matchup. It's the biggest game up to this point of the NBA season. It's Thursday night, TNT, not up against football. I think the ratings start to bounce back for the NBA tonight. And yeah, if the Lakers win the game, you start asking yourself, well, who's really going to be able to compete with them?
Yeah, I mean, look, I still think that it's just one game.
Sure.
And I think the Clippers, and I think the Rockets, and I think, there are other teams that can compete with them. But we've been told, and LeBron has backed up what we've been told, that he wants to put the league on notice, that this team wants to put the league on notice. This is one of those cologne games, you don't put it on every time you go have dinner. You go on date night on a Thursday night, you put it on. We'll see where the Lakers are. We'll see where their rotation is. We'll see if the Alex Caruso story, can he play in a game of this magnitude? I know they're without Kuzma. The Bucks are without Bledsoe, right?
So that's a wash.
Sort of a wash, different positions or whatever.
Sure.
But the Lakers' vaunted defense, how does it stand up against Milwaukee's style is interesting.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on here. Tom Brady's favorite target, Julian Edelman, nursing a knee injury. Reports say it could be worse than originally expected. Nick, do the Pats have any shot at the Super Bowl if Edelman's knee injury is serious?
Well, I already think they are drawing incredibly slim to make it through the AFC playoffs as is. If they are without their only proven offensive weapon, the only member of the receiving corps Brady has any faith in, then that goes close to zero. So, yeah, I already think they're a long shot. Without the only guy Brady trusts, that becomes almost an impossible shot.
Correct. I very, very rarely say never. Like, it's not going to happen. But if he doesn't have, again, the question was if he doesn't have Julian Edelman.
Yep.
Julian Edelman doesn't play in a playoff game. They are not winning that playoff game.
All right, let's talk some Cam Newton now. Cam was shut down this season with a foot injury. At first, the Panthers looked great without him, winning their first 4 games with Kyle Allen. Since then, however, they have not. They've gone 1-7, and that's left the door open for Cam to return to Carolina. Cam would love to stay, saying, quote, in order for me to leave, they got to get rid of me. So, Nick, should the Panthers move on from Cam Newton?
Cam's comments there were the single best thing to happen to the Panthers organization since they won the NFC Championship game against the Arizona Cardinals 4 years ago. Because their commentary of really openly opining about whether or not Cam would be there, when the only way he wouldn't be there is if he's cut or traded, and then their firing of Ron Rivera, who he and Cam had a great relationship, if Cam wanted out or wants out, he can get out. Like, what's not going to happen is a new head coach going to come in there and say, on a 1-year lame duck quarterback who doesn't want to be here, this is who we're investing in. So their best option, their only chance at competing at a high level next year is with a healthy Cam Newton. Now, we don't know if he's going to be healthy, but he has had now essentially a full season to recover, not only from the shoulder, but from the Liz Frank injury, the foot injury, out since week 2 for an injury he suffered in the preseason. So, no, they shouldn't move on from him. They have no viable option. They have not been bad enough to where they're going to have a top 5 pick, and I don't know how much people love the quarterbacks in this class to begin with. Kyle Allen obviously is not the quarterback of the future, and they love Will Grier so much it took losing 7 of 8 to go to the kid who they spent a 3rd-round pick on. So, yeah, of course they should keep Cam Newton. They're very fortunate Cam Newton ostensibly wants to be there.
Well, I think he wants to be there because the owner, David Tepper, came out and said, Cam isn't going anywhere, right? This was a reaction to his comments. But I also think that it's the reality of the timing of how it works in the offseason. Remember, free agency is before the draft. So as much as you don't know if you like those guys, you may like a guy, you don't know if he's going to be where you want to draft. I also think there's the cost certainty of, hey, it's only $19 million. And we're talking about what Dak's going to make. You know, you're talking on the plus side of $30 million. Mahomes is going to make in the $40 million. Aaron Rodgers, $19 million.
It's less than Nick Foles.
It's nothing for a guy who's been an MVP. Now, look, I don't love Cam. I don't know how it works. I don't know. Like, he hasn't been healthy, regardless of how many games he missed previous to this season.
The last couple of years,
there's always something. He's a guy who's inaccurate, but it's really, really hard to find one of these guys. It just is. Don't believe me? Ask the Miami Dolphins. They've been searching for 25 years since Dan Marino walked out. Ask the Buffalo Bills since they lost Jim Kelly. Yeah, they're back in the playoffs. They still don't know if Josh Allen is the guy. It's really hard to find a guy. There's like 20 people on the face of the earth that can be a legit NFL quarterback, and Cam Newton clearly can. So this is Cam making the best. He has so much sweat equity, and I don't know if there's a better situation for Cam, right? Like, tell me a team that you know it works with Cam Newton, right? If you want to tell me the L.A. Chargers,
that's the answer.
The Chargers?
Yeah, I think.
I don't think so. Like, look, their wide receiving core is amazing. You're going from a guy who, Philip Rivers has his flaws, but he's crazy, crazy accurate, right? Cam Newton
he had been accurate,
right? You got Mike Williams, you got Keenan Allen. You know, you have a legit big-time tight end. I don't think the Chargers would give him a long-term. He wants a long-term deal to go, and no one believes he's going to be healthy.
I'm not saying the Chargers necessarily would have interest. I'm saying if I'm Cam Newton, if the Dave Tepper had come out and said we're releasing him after the season, and Cam had his choice,
which, by the way, you can't really do because it kills your.
Of course, no, I understand, but I'm just saying I'm not looking at it from are the Chargers interested in him. I'm looking at it if I'm Cam, where people are going to say Chicago or Tennessee. Now Tennessee might keep Tannehill because those are good defenses. In Tennessee, a great running game. They are limited at quarterback. For Cam, the weapons in Los Angeles are amazing.
Yes.
Where the Chargers, I think, would be interested is, man, they need a star and they need eyeballs. They are, forget the first, in L.A., Lakers, Dodgers, then maybe USC. Like, I mean, you're out there.
Yes.
Like, the Chargers do not rate at all.
Correct.
It's why, honestly, if you believe the Tom Curran reporting about Brady and his future, why that makes sense for the Chargers with Brady to go from one old quarterback to an even older one. But on Cam, for the Panthers, their only choice is him. And I have been remarkably consistent on this, even